All right, so here's your first chapter and how it's going to work. It's going to be on page PP 47, and there are 4 boxes, 2 on the front and 2 on the back. So this is going to be for chapter 1, Sif's Golden Hair. Chapter 1, Sif's Golden Hair. You can find it on page 10 in your reader if you need a refresher. And here are the images or the parts of chapter 1 that you're going to need in this page of your comic book. The first box, the first thing that happens, you're going to draw a sketch of Odin sitting at a table with his 2 ravens, Thought and Memory. So you're drawing Odin sitting at a table with Thought and Memory, his 2 ravens. Now, one cool thing about comic books is you can also add a speech bubble. You don't have to, but you can, to tell what is happening at this point in the story. So you can look back in chapter 1 and choose something for Odin to say while he's sitting at the table with Thought and Memory. Pause if you need to work and then come back. For the second box, you're going to be drawing Thor this time. Remember what Thor was doing at the beginning of chapter 1? If you don't, go back and look at chapter 1 when Thor came into the scene. But in box 2, you're going to draw Thor, and you're probably going to want to give him a speech bubble. What was he saying when he came to his father Odin in chapter 1? Pause if you need to work, and then come back. The third box is going to be for Sif. Remember when Sif came onto the scene? Yeah, that's when we found out the problem of chapter 1. So in the third box, you're going to draw Sif, and you're going to give her a speech bubble to explain how she's feeling and what the problem was in chapter 1. Pause and work if you need to. In the fourth and the last box for chapter 1, you're going to draw Loki. Remember, Loki was the troublemaker of the whole book, but indefinitely in chapter 1. This is where they talk to Loki and ultimately they give him a punishment. So you're going to want to include a speech bubble definitely for Loki, but you might also want a speech bubble coming from outside explaining how he was going to fix this problem with Sif's hair. Pause and work if you need to. So one more time. For chapter 1, Sif's hair, page will cooperate. Sif's golden hair. The first box should be Odin at his table with Thought and Memory, his 2 ravens. The second one should be Thor with a speech bubble about the problem in chapter 1. The third box should be Sif, again, with the problem and a speech bubble explaining the problem. And the fourth box should be Loki and what he was told, how this chapter ended. Remember, if you're foggy on any of this or if you need some help with what they look like, refer back to chapter 1 in your reader. Good luck, guys. Take your time. Remember, this is a 2-day project, but this is just the first chapter.